How much should I pay for a phone? The thing is, unlike with cars, lots of people are technically able to buy even the most expensive phone. But in most cases, it is probably still a bad idea. Let's put it that way. If your phone was a car, what kind of car would it be? Let's say Toyota Yaris or a Ferrari. I don't know about you, but I sure see a lot of people driving Ferraris in the pocket, even though a Honda would do just fine. Now, I'm not going to set up some fixed rules like you should spend no more than 1% of your annual income on a phone, because I think it should be a little bit more nuanced, right? Instead, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and if you answer them honestly, you'll know how much you should spend on a phone. So let's get into it. According to Counterpoint research, the global best-selling phone of the first quarter of 2024 was the iPhone 15 Pro Max, if you're looking at iOS at least, or the Samsung S24 Ultra if you're looking at Android. And at the opposite end, you're looking at something like a Samsung A15 or an iPhone SE third generation here. And when looking at the cost of ownership over a period of 3 years, meaning you keep your phone for 3 years before selling it, the two expensive models come out to be around $700 each, whereas the cheap iPhone will cost you around $250 and the Samsung A15 would be the cheapest at around $110. If you want to learn more about how to calculate depreciation in phones and the whole concept of cost of ownership and which buying strategy is the best, I would recommend you to watch this video where I calculated the cheapest ways to own a modern iPhone. Link is right here. So, let's say over a period of 3 years, the difference is roughly $600 or about $17 a month. That's a Netflix subscription, or I don't know, eating out every 2 or 3 months, or one small vacation over the 3 years, or whatever else. I mean, you could invest it in an S&P 500 ETF, and based on average returns, you could probably make an extra $100 on top. And here comes the first question. Is the prospect of having an additional $600 or $700 a year helpful to you? Or put differently, does not having an extra $600, $700 to spend change your world in any way, shape or form? If you say, nope, doesn't really matter at all, then I would suggest you go out and, buy the phone you like at whatever price. In this case, you can also probably stop watching this video. If, on the other hand, you say, well, that's $200 a year extra, that's relevant to me, then it's time for the next question. How are you using your phone? What are you typically doing with it? I guess the number one thing for most of us is social media, right? Then maybe doing some Googling, email, video calls, text messaging, actual phone calls, I don't know, online banking, taking occasional selfies, holiday images, streaming your favorite show, listening to music. And the thing is, in all those cases, your phone doesn't matter at all. I mean, yeah, it's nice to scroll through Instagram on your 120 Hz super bright OLED HDR screen, but it's not necessary. And besides, you should probably try to reduce time on social media and not increase it. In fact, I made a whole video about the opportunity cost of social media. Link is up here as well as in the description below. But if you say that you do either a lot of gaming on your device or you value a good camera system, better yet, you need a good camera system for maybe your content creation side hustle like TikTok or YouTube, it is actually a wise idea to invest into an expensive phone because it really might be the cheaper route to go compared to, let's say, a traditional camera. Also, gaming is something that brings a cheaper phone to its limits pretty quick. So if you want to game a lot, especially while on the go, a more expensive, more gaming focused device sure makes sense. Being on the go brings me to the third question here. Are you traveling a lot? If yes, a phone with a good battery life is a lifesaver because nothing is more frustrating than being stuck on a train that has no power outlets with your old iPhone SE and going through your battery in a single hour. Yeah, I've been there. Not recommended. So in that case, looking at phones with particularly great battery is key. And these don't have to be expensive, by the way. Good battery performance can be found in any price range, really. So in summary, if a few $100 are not important for you, get whatever floats your boat. If on the other hand, you do want to save some money and are not big into gaming or photography / videography, or don't have any professional or semi-professional application for a good camera system, get something cheap. If you travel a lot, get something with a big battery. Easy as that, it really is. And by the way, you'll find links to my personal phone picks in each category in the description below. And I'll try to keep this list somewhat up to date as time goes by. And if you want to dive deeper into the conversation about cheap versus expensive phones, I have 2 videos with reasons for cheap phones as well as reasons for expensive phones as well. It's definitely worth checking them out. Well, that's it for today. I hope you found that somewhat helpful. If so, it would be amazing if you could give this video a like and maybe consider subscribing for more content like this. Cheers and have a nice day. Yep, that's it.